Now let's turn our attention to Burkina Faso. This is a landlocked country in West Africa. It is ruled by a military junta and it has witnessed an attack. An armed group has hit a military base. 100 attackers stormed the base. They burned and looted it, leaving 50 soldiers dead. Who is behind this attack? Reportedly, JNIM. This is an Islamist group, an offshoot of Al-Qaeda, and in recent months, it has become the deadliest terror group in West Africa.
Please take a moment to like this video so that YouTube can recommend it to many more people across Africa and the world. What you're about to hear is not just a report. It is a critical update from the heart of West Africa. A moment of reflection, a call for unity, and above all, a prayer for peace. Let us begin by honoring the fallen heroes in Burkina Faso. May their sacrifice not be in vain. May their courage inspire resilience. And may peace return to Burkina Faso and to all of Africa. Burkina Faso, a landlocked nation with a proud heritage and a population of over 23 million, has once again faced a violent assault that echoes across the entire Sahel region. This week, the nation experienced a deadly attack on a military base that resulted in the tragic loss of at least 50 soldiers. According to available reports, the attackers were members of an armed group estimated to be about 100 strong. These militants reportedly stormed the military installation, looted supplies, and set parts of the base ablaze. This event marks one of the more severe security incidents in recent months and reflects the ongoing challenges faced by the region. The group suspected of orchestrating this attack is Jama'at Nasr al-Islam wal Muslimin, commonly referred to as JNIM. This organization, formed in 2017, is known as a coalition of several extremist factions operating across the Sahel. It is linked to Al-Qaeda and has become one of the most active and deadly groups in West Africa. Over the years, JNIM has expanded its operations across borders and has been involved in numerous attacks in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. The aim of such groups is to destabilize national governments, spread fear, and gain control over rural and resource-rich areas. Burkina Faso has been one of the nations most affected by the rise of violent extremism in the Sahel. The government has made significant efforts to confront the threat, both militarily and through outreach to affected communities. In recent years, the security situation has led to political changes, including transitions in leadership aimed at restoring stability and order. Despite these efforts, the challenges remain complex and multifaceted. The Sahel region, which spans from the west coast of Africa across to the east, has seen a significant increase in violent attacks by insurgent groups. These attacks are often aimed not only at military targets, but also at civilian populations, disrupting daily life and displacing millions. The United Nations and international observers have consistently referred to the Sahel as one of the most concerning hotspots for global terrorism, with the region now accounting for more than half of all terrorism-related deaths worldwide. There are many contributing factors to the persistence of this crisis. These include economic hardship, limited state presence in remote areas, competition over natural resources, and the effects of climate change. In many regions, extremist groups exploit these vulnerabilities, offering services, protection, or employment to desperate populations. In return, they gain territorial control and use these areas as bases of operations. They also target infrastructure such as roads, communication towers, and energy facilities, further weakening government influence. Despite the persistent threat, the people of Burkina Faso continue to show remarkable resilience. Local communities, civil society groups, and the armed forces have all played critical roles in resisting the spread of violent extremism. The country's leadership has repeatedly called for regional cooperation, understanding that the threat is transnational and requires joint efforts by neighboring states. Burkina Faso has also worked closely with countries like Mali and Niger in recent security alliances aimed at addressing the root causes of terrorism and improving joint military responses. It's important to recognize that Burkina Faso's efforts to restore peace are ongoing and multidimensional. Military action alone cannot resolve the crisis. The government has invested in local dialogue efforts, education initiatives, and economic development in vulnerable areas. These initiatives aim to rebuild trust between the state and communities, particularly in regions where the presence of public institutions has been historically limited. Moreover, National authorities have encouraged local defense groups and volunteers to support the army in protecting their communities, with training and resources provided to ensure coordination and discipline. As regional dynamics continue to shift, there is growing concern about the ambitions of extremist groups to expand toward coastal West Africa. Nations such as Benin, Togo, Ghana, and Côte d'Ivoire have recently increased their border surveillance and internal security operations in response to intelligence, suggesting that terrorist networks may be attempting to gain access to the Atlantic coast. Controlling coastal routes would offer these groups strategic advantages in terms of smuggling arms, people, and illicit goods. This would significantly complicate efforts to contain their influence and funding sources. International actors have also been involved in the response to the Sahel crisis. Various European countries, the United Nations, and regional bodies have provided training, intelligence support, and funding to strengthen national military forces and community resilience. However, there has also been growing discussion across Africa about the importance of self-reliance in security matters. Many citizens and leaders argue that long-term stability must come from within the continent through African-led strategies and solutions that take local realities into account. The recent attack in Burkina Faso is yet another reminder of the urgency of this crisis. The loss of life, the destruction of infrastructure, and the continued displacement of people require a unified response. And while the challenges are immense, there is still hope. Across Burkina Faso and the Sahel, young people, educators, religious leaders, and women's groups are taking action, offering alternatives to violence and standing up against fear. Their work may not always make headlines, but it is the foundation of lasting peace. We take this moment to honor the fallen soldiers. Their service represents a sacrifice for a greater cause, the safety and dignity of their people. Let us all offer a prayer for their souls, for their families, and for the country they served. May peace prevail in Burkina Faso. May it spread across Mali, Niger, and every corner of Africa where peace is needed. It is also important for the African Union and regional blocs such as ECOWAS to continue their diplomatic efforts. While military strategies are essential, dialogue, mediation, and sustained development must remain at the heart of any long-term solution. The path to peace is not through force alone, but through addressing the root causes of conflict, inequality, marginalization, lack of opportunity, and the erosion of traditional social bonds. In cities like Ouagadougou, life goes on despite the hardship. People go to work, children attend school, markets open each morning. This is the quiet strength of the Burkinabè people, an enduring spirit that does not surrender to fear. It is this spirit that must be supported and amplified. Media also plays an important role. Responsible journalism, community radio, and digital platforms can help combat misinformation, provide early warnings of attacks, and create spaces for dialogue. Young content creators, bloggers, and journalists from Burkina Faso and across the Sahel are beginning to shift the narrative from one of victimhood to one of agency, creativity, and hope. The international community should continue its support, but with humility and respect for local leadership. Any external intervention must be based on partnership, not dominance. And Africans everywhere must support one another in solidarity. When one nation bleeds, the whole continent feels the pain. When one community rises, it uplifts all of us. As we conclude this report, we once again ask you to like this video so it can reach more people who care about Africa's peace, future, and sovereignty. Let this be a platform not just for information, but for unity. Let the story of Burkina Faso not be defined by violence, but by the resilience of its people and the hope that never dies. May the next update from this region bring better news. News of regained security, thriving schools, rebuilt homes, and smiling children. Until then, let us continue to pray. Let us continue to speak. Let us continue to act. Burkina Faso is not broken, it is enduring. And from this endurance, a stronger, more united Africa can emerge. Thank you for watching Chronicle Updates. Please subscribe, share this message, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Let the world know that Africa is not silent. Africa is watching. Africa is rising.